Ya ra 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 ra, ra ra, ya ra 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 ra, ra 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 ra, ra ra, ra ra, ya ra 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 ra, ra ra ra. Ya ra 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 ra, ra 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 ra, ra ra ra, ra ra. Ya ra 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 ra, ya ra ra Dodi livani lo haroen. Dodi livani lo haroen. Dodi livani lo haroen. Misotola min hamiba. Mekuteret mor levona. Libatini achoti kala. Anile dodi dodi. בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha
The people of Israel, through rivers of fears and tears, endured for lifetimes when the future was still unclear. And against all odds, we're still here. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael. we'll send out a message. Our work is still undone. Shine a light of hope on everyone. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. Oranu Chai. Oranu Chai. Oranu Chai. Am Yisrael Chai. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. Oranu Chai. Oranu Chai. Oranu Chai. Oranu
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Shabbat Shalom. So I know a lot of you. You know me. I'm Rabbi Alban. But tonight we have a special soloist who's going to be adding her beautiful voice to our service tonight. So welcome, Adina Aaron, to our Bima. I know this is not her actual first time on the Bima, but it's my first time leading with her. So I'm excited to have you. Thank you so much. And of course, we have Elizabeth playing our beautiful piano tonight. So we're just going to start by kind of sinking into how good it is to be together with Hine Matov, which literally means here it is good. We are on page 10 if you would like to follow along. Hine Matov u'manayim sheverachim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim sheverachim gam yachad. Hine matov today I did preschool Shabbat with our littlest children at our temple, and there's always this moment where we light the candles with our little children, and so I invite them to cover their eyes, and I explain to them that when you open your eyes like this, there will be a glistening light in front of you. It'll be like magic. And so today when I explain this to them, it kind of, the prayer is a little long. Usually they kind of open their eyes while we're doing it, so it's not so surprising when they open up their eyes. But today, one child, I guess, was really taking my words very seriously, and when he lifted his hands up after we were done doing the candle blessings, he just made an audible, "Wow!" So we're about to light our candles. I'm going to invite Robert and Gail to our bima to do so. And my hope for all of us is that as we light these candles, we can have as much awe at the glistening, shining lights of our Shabbat candlesticks, and really reminding us how special it is just to have this opportunity to welcome Shabbat. So our candle blessings are found on page 2. Candle blessing found on page 2. Our Torah portion this week is Chaye Sarah, and literally that translates to Sarah's life. Now, I'll talk about this a little bit later, but what's interesting about this title of this week's Torah portion is that it's very much not actually about Sarah's life. It's actually about Sarah's death. We have Sarah dying in the first, line of the Torah portion, and then we see Abraham and Isaac kind of figuring out what it means to live life after she has already passed away. And really it's about kind of going into the legacy of what Sarah leaves behind after she's no longer a part of our Torah story. We're going to take some time in our service now to do what we call Hazarat HaShavua, which is really a moment of quiet reflection or return to the week that has passed. And I really love this Torah portion. I really love the title of this Torah portion and what it evokes for us, because it reminds us that we're all, going about our busy lives throughout the 6 days that come before Shabbat, and it's so easy to get kind of lost in all the stresses and the to-dos and the hustle and bustle of just what it means to live a life in this day and age. But Shabbat is really the time where we can sit back and do exactly what the Torah portion invites us to do, which is really reflect on kind of what we want to leave behind and what kind of legacy we want to leave, what kind of life we want to lead. That's apart from the busyness of it all, right? Who are we? What are our values, and how are we sharing that with the world around us? So we're going to take a few minutes to do that as we do Hazarat HaShavua, just to kind of think of where we've been, not in the busyness, but really like, who were you in this week that passed? And how can you use Shabbat to really place yourself more firmly into who you want to be in the week that's to come, and really the life ahead that is to come. So we'll take a few moments just of silent reflection. We'll turn now to page 20 for Lechado D, where we get to welcome our Sabbath bride into our holy space. We'll sing the verses. I think we'll do 1, 2, 5, and 9. 1, 5, and 9. 1, 5, and 9. And when we get to verse 9, there will be a time when I'll lift my hands like this, and that's your invitation to stand up and welcome our Sabbath bride. We stay right where we are standing, signaling that our bodies are ready. They're ready for the rest of our prayer service. They're ready for the Shabbat that is to come. And we kind of sing this readiness and praise with Baruch Hu. We're on page 28.
Amen.
be seated. Shema is our blessing, which really means to listen, to pay attention to the world that's around us. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, our God is one, our God is ours. It's really a time for us to really think about the connectedness that we all have as part of a community, as part of a Jewish people. Jews around the world are singing Shema tonight. And really as connectedness to the universe around us, right? We're a part of nature. As the sun is setting, as Shabbat is entering, it's like we're getting ready to quiet our souls as well, and we match that cadence with the universe around us. So we sing Shema together, honoring all of that. We're on page 34. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. This week is the week before Thanksgiving, and it's an opportunity. I asked this of our religious school students last week. It's an opportunity for all of us to think about, what are the things that you are truly grateful for? Well, in a way, Micha Mocha is a prayer to also be thinking about the things that we are truly grateful for. I often say that Micha Mocha is our song of freedom, which is true, and freedom is absolutely something to be grateful for. And it's also a time when we think about the miracles that appear in our lives, right? Who is like you, Adonai our God, who does signs and wonders and did such a thing as parting the Red Sea? Now, not all of us have an opportunity to see something as miraculous as the Red Sea parting all the time. But I bet that there is something even mildly miraculous to appreciate and be thankful for this week, next week, this Shabbat. So we think of all that. We kind of really think about even the small miracles that are happening in our lives all of the time as we sing Micha Mocha together on page 40.
Be
During these winter months, I come to temple at 5:30, and I'm like, am I late? Like, am I an hour late? It is so dark outside. And as we sing, we're going to sing a version of Hashkivenu Ufros Aleinu, asking God to spread over us a shelter of peace. It's this prayer that we sing every night, and it means something special these winter months when it is just so dark outside. And it's a real reminder of how scary the nighttime can truly be when you just can't see out there in front of you and you don't quite know, are you late? Are you running late? And so we kind of sing this prayer for protection so that this nighttime, this dark time of our year, of our day, just feels a little less scary. And something that's kind of special is that we're going to be singing Rabbi Aaron's version of this, right? He wrote this and did the melody, and so I'm sure he's going to go back maybe on the Facebook and watch you singing it, because it's going to sound so beautiful, especially coming out of your mouth, this version that he created. We're on page 42, the third line. We're going to take time now in our service to think about all of those in our lives and in our world who could really use some prayer of healing tonight. We're going to sing Misha Berach. So we're going to start by singing the prayer together. We're going to do Debbie Friedman's version. You can find the words on page 253. And then in the middle, I'll come around and I'll share the names from our temple community who we're thinking of tonight. And then you'll have the opportunity to stand up and share the name of whoever you might be thinking of. And then we'll close again by singing together. Altman, Sam Berkowitz, Ori Berman, Shelley Blumenfeld, Jill Kahn, Eitan Chaim, Woody Clark, Dr. Afsana Danishwar, Miranda and Theodore DeFore, Judy Fenton, Gerald Feinerman, Cantor Jen Frost, Shir Gaon, John Gearhart, Eric Innocenti, Elisheva Chava Bat Zalman Haran Leah Miriam, Sheila Merowitz, Howard Rosen, Neil Rousseau, Peter Small, Lindy Sobel, Mabube Suleimani, Yehudit Bat Nechama Mordechai, Julie Van Hoosen, Helena Wachtel, Mateo Alexander Javier Weinman, Marilyn Weiss, Shala Zagi, Andrew Zeiger, and Howard Zellico. We'll turn now to page 46 as we get ready to pray our Amidah together. We're going to start by singing Adonai Sefatai Tiftach, God, open up my lips, so that we may pray this important part of our service together. And then you can follow along with the prayers of our Siddur, starts on page 48, or you can do the prayers of your own heart. We're going to pray silently, however you choose. We're going to stand now, and whenever you are finished with your own silent prayer, you may be seated. Adonai Sfatai Tiftach, Adonai Sfatai Tiftach, Ufi We'll close our Amidah by singing a prayer for peace, Shalom Rav. And if you want to follow along, it's on page 60. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov beinecha levarech et amcha Yisrael. Bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Think of a time in your life when you needed to be surrounded by others. Perhaps it was during a funeral or a Shiva minyan following a loss. Perhaps it was when you received other terrible news, a breakup, a diagnosis, election results, whatever it might be for you. And you just knew that you could not be alone to stew in your own thoughts. For me, one of the most beautiful aspects of Judaism is that it commands us not to be alone during times of darkness. This is why we need a minyan, 10 people, to say Mourner's Kaddish. Our tradition demands that in heartbreak, in moments of feeling completely lost, we're surrounded by others. Our Torah portion this week, as I shared earlier, is Chaye Sarah, translated as Sarah's life. And it speaks to the human need for community when all else feels lost. A common misconception is that the portion is somehow, like I said before, a recounting of Sarah's life, because that would be the logical assumption with the title of this Torah portion. But in reality, the portion is actually all about Sarah's death and how Abraham, her husband, and Isaac, their son, attempt to move on without her. After burying Sarah, Abraham sets out to find a wife for their son Isaac. Abraham sends his servant Eliezer and instructs him to travel to the land of Haran, which is Abraham's ancestral homeland, and return with a suitable wife for Isaac. Eliezer departs, praying to God that God will help him fulfill his boss's wishes. He devises a test in order to identify who might be the perfect wife for Isaac. He will go down to the town well and ask for some water. Then, if the woman offers water not only to him, but also notices his thirsty camels and offers them some water too, he will know that he has found the right woman, someone suitably kind and generous and sensitive to the needs of others. When Eliezer meets Rebekah at the well, it's all over. He knows that she's perfect. She gives Eliezer water, she takes care of his camels, and she offers him hospitality in her father's home. She's perfect. Rebekah is exactly the woman, kind, thoughtful, capable, that Eliezer prayed to God that he might find for Isaac. Isaac is mourning the death of his mother, and he needs a partner that can lighten the load of his grief journey and care for him throughout the rest of his life. After some back and forth, and Rebekah even falling off of her camel when she sees how handsome she finds Isaac to be, the two marry. The last line of Genesis 24 reads, Isaac then brought her into the tent of his mother Sarah, and he took Rebekah as his wife. Isaac loved her and thus found comfort after his mother's death. The medieval commentator Rashi writes about the experience that Isaac has of grieving for his mother and what it must have been like for him upon meeting Rebekah. Rashi writes, as long as Sarah was alive, a candle would stay lit from one Erev Shabbat to the next. A blessing would be found in their food, and a protective cloud would cover their tent. When she died, all these things disappeared. And when Rebekah re-entered, all these things returned. You can see that Rashi is imagining that Rebekah reintroduced light into Isaac's life. It's a reminder that often the desire to isolate ourselves is actually a signal to reach out even harder, even further toward others. They might help us find light even and especially when we feel like all is darkness. Now, I know that the story of Rebekah and Isaac is a romantic one, but I think this lesson applies to all relationships: romantic, friendly, professional, and everything else. Recently, I was having a conversation with a colleague. He was trying to convince me to join a cohort of professional Jewish educators here in Los Angeles for networking and brainstorming. He said, Leora, times are tough for Jewish educators. We need to stick together and we need to get through this time together. I ultimately said yes to his plea, and I joined the cohort, and our first meeting is in 2 weeks. When life feels overwhelming, I believe the answer lies in reaching out to others for comfort and for lightness. Being in relationship makes all of life's burdens so much lighter, so much more bearable. All of you listening tonight, all of you here, all of you on our screens, are in some way attached to Temple Emanuel and in some way attached to Judaism. So you're already a part of a community. There is a lot going on in our world, and I see no signs of the world's problems letting up anytime soon. Whether it's anti-Semitism or climate change, the future of Israel, or the future of the United States, whatever it might be, I bet there is at least one thing that keeps you up at night. This is why the synagogue exists, really. It's a place to be a part of a minyan when we need it, whether this be to say mourner's Kaddish following loss, embracing each other after a shocking, violent attack, or even something more positive, like making sure everyone we know has a place to celebrate Hanukkah. We exist to serve our community and make everyone feel just a little bit less alone. When you need it most, I hope you will all choose to reach out to the people around you. Know that the synagogue, it's a good first step, so you can come here to find lightness amidst the darkness. You're all here, keep coming to services, come to some of our classes, or take just a very small step tonight of going up to someone you don't know and introducing yourself. In moments when we feel like Isaac, let us reach out to the possible Rebeccas all around. opening ourselves to their light that might just illuminate our lives. Shabbat Shalom. We'll now continue with our service toward the conclusion of our service by chanting Aleinu together, which is on page 282. I'll invite everyone to rise. Yes, exactly. And we're going to be doing the version at the top of page 282. Aleinu leshabeach la'adon hakol la'tegedula leotzer breshit shehu notei shamayim ve'yosed haaretz uvmoshev yikaro b'shamayim mima'al u'shchinatu zo begov hemeromim hu Eloheinu einod va'anachnu page 287. Ve'nemar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz vayom ha'u yeh Adonai echad u'shemo You may all be seated. The light of life is a finite flame. Like the Shabbat candles, life is kindled, it burns, it glows, it is radiant with warmth and beauty. But soon it fades, its substance is consumed, and it is no more. In light we see, in light we are seen. The flames dance and our life burns down and gutters. There is an end to the flames. We see no more and are no more seen, yet we do not despair, for we are more than a memory slowly fading into the darkness. With our lives we give life. Something of us can never die. We move in the eternal cycle of darkness and death, of light and life. We're going to get ready now to recite our mourner's Kaddish, thinking of all of those in our lives who were once lights to us and their lights have now flickered away. So if you are here in the first 7 days of mourning, I'll invite you to rise now and share the name of who you are remembering tonight. Or if you're here in the first 30 days of mourning, I'll invite you to rise and share the name of who you are remembering tonight. Tonight we're observing Shloshim, the first 30 days of mourning for Sandra Ann Kite, Arnold Joseph, and Arnold Joseph Leviton. If you are here in the first year of mourning, I'll invite you to rise now and share the name of who you are remembering. Or if you are here observing a yard site, the anniversary of a loved one's death, I'll invite you to rise now and share the name of who you are remembering. And tonight our Temple Emmanuel community is observing the yard sites of Sylvia Barenfeld, Trudy Bird, Sydney Gittler, Louise Goodman, Rose McCone, Marian Rothman, and Jacob Carnow, and Simon Van Dam. We rise now as one community because there are so many who have nobody to say Kaddish for them. We think of all of those who have died in recent years, from violence, from disease, and of course all of those who have died in the fighting in and around Israel. We say Mourners Kaddish together on page 294. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, Be'alma divrach chirutei ve'amlich malchutei, B'chayachon uvyomechon uv'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael, B'agalar v'zman kariv imru Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam olamei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnatseh, v'yithadar v'yithale v'yithalal shmei dekodesha b'richu, le'elah min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nehemata, damiram be'alma v'imru Amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru Amen. Say shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, and together we say, Amen. You may all be seated. Before we come to our closing song, we have a couple of announcements. So as we're well aware, it's actually, the American holidays are very far late this year. Thanksgiving is late this year, and the Jewish holidays too, because Christmas is the same day as Hanukkah this year. So Hanukkah does not start until December 25th, but that does not mean that we are not celebrating Hanukkah earlier here at Temple Emanuel. We are going to be doing our first Hanukkah event on December 8th. It's a Sunday. We're doing an event, I'm really excited about it. It's called Hanukkah in the Hills Community Craft Fair. And what it is we're kind of turning the traditional idea of a Hanukkah boutique on its head. We are going to be having a boutique, so we're going to be having vendors selling all sorts of items that you can buy for Hanukkah gifts for your friends and families. But we're also going to be having craft stations open and available, so you can actually make these gifts for your friends and family too. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's 11:30 to 2:30 on December 8th. I believe maybe the registration went open today or will be very soon. And so stay tuned for that, and we can't wait to see you there. Additionally, we're celebrating in so many ways Hanukkah here at Temple Emanuel. If you consider yourself a young professional, we're going to be having a Yo Pro Hanukkah Paint and Sip happening on December 19th, 7 p.m., so stay tuned for that. If you're in High Village, there's going to be a High Village Hanukkah program. We're going to later, during the actual holiday of Hanukkah, we're going to be having latkes and lo mein and a candle lighting like we always do, but we're getting ready to celebrate it in just a couple weeks, so stay tuned for all of that. We have a Shabbat Unplugged happening. Is that December 6th? December 6th, Shabbat Unplugged. So that's our musical service in the round. It's a lot of fun, so that's in a couple of weeks. Shabbat in the Yard, if you have little kids, I don't know where they went, but Shabbat in the Yard is our really fun, a couple of times a year. We have it with the song leader, Jason Meshes. He is so fun. He's perfectly geared toward little kids. That is Saturday morning, December 14th. We have a lot going on, so I'll channel Cantor Weiss and just say, read your highlights to see everything that is going on. I want to thank Elizabeth. I want to thank Adina. I want to thank Jenny and Sarah and our security and maintenance for making our service possible. And of course, I want to thank all of you for coming, because it would not be, as I spoke about in my Devar Torah tonight, you all make the community. So thank you for reaching out and being here. We're going to close with O Say Shalom, a song again, because we need so much of it, a song of peace. If you want to follow along the words, page 294, it's actually the last few lines of our Mourner's Kaddish. O say Shalom.